back to another episode of Sipping on That. Sipping on That. And I am your co-host today, Nicole. How has everyone week been? We just had a devastating hurricane, and I'm glad that people got out and did not try to ride it out, and we didn't have no tragedies, just some power outage and some trees that's down. So that is a blessing. We're going to start today with subscribe to the channel, and my email is trailblack@gmail.com, and my Facebook is Trail in Black. My YouTube page is Sipping That with Nicole, and you can put all your questions down below. And we're going to start the Sipping on That. Sipping on That. First, we're going to talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville. Tisha, she's just getting off the porch. She's kind of nerdy. She's married to Marcel, for the people who watch the show. Her and Melody Holtz, they decided to do a truce and said that they could be cordial and they could be in the same room with each other without entertaining kind of mess. So Melanie Holtz, she gave a party for the kids, and she invited the Scotts, and they attended. They went in the room and decided their differences, that they don't need to be friends, but they can be cordial. But if our husbands, and that's Martel and Marcel, decide that they want to do whatever they do, they men. But as for the kids and us, we're going to keep it cordial. And right after that scene was over with, Tisha, she was at the table with Kimmy and Destiny and Melody. And Melody was talking about her skin cream, about the event. And the first thing Tisha want to say is, something like, I'm going to leave this conversation because I was put out the event. But she was the main one saying that she wanted to leave the past in the past and don't bring up nothing else in the past. And we're going to start with the future. That told me right there, Tisha, you're just like your mother Wanda. You're down low, sarcastic, messy. Don't say that you don't want to bring back up the past, and the first thing you do is bring up the past. And Destiny, she trying to get a bid on a salon, and she went to Marcel about the bid, and Tisha kept interrupting the meeting. And I didn't see anything wrong with her getting her husband something to drink, because if your husband do all he can for you, I don't see no reason why you can't get him no food or no drink, the way that Destiny looked at her when he asked her for a drink. And Destiny, y'all wondering why y'all might need some counseling. But yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that. Now, she was being a little childish, kept interrupting the meeting, but to me, my assumption that she just thought she was being humble and making girl talk. But it was not the time, because your husband was in a business meeting. Yeah. And that's what I'm going to say about the Love and Marriage Huntsville. Kimmy, FPY, Monster Mama, would like to move to Huntsville. Send him back to his mama. You are absolutely right. If she moved down there, it don't make no sense. Bad enough he wants you to quit your job, then he wants you to quit your job to babysit his child, and then he looking at you like you don't have nothing to say about it. So if he's doing you this right now, just think what's going to happen after you quit your job. and you just be stuck inside with his child. And you told your son, right, that he have to, move out. You going to college, you doing your thing. It's time for us to be empty nesters. Him and Monster have to go. And you told him, right. People saying your son's still in college, and you told him he can't stay there. Come on, people. They grown. Let them men be men. That's why she sent him to college. Yeah, and we're going to sip on that. Sip on that. We're going to get into Master P and his brother C Murder. Free C Murder. Master P had put out a little Instagram post because he found out that his brother had Instagram while he was incarcerated, and his brother Corey Miller, aka C Murder, had put out a book. He said he's still a man and he still have a family to feed, and he still have daughters that need to eat. And Percy Miller, that's Master P, aka, he had just did a documentary called the No Limit Chronicles. That's what made all this come out. And after the No Limit Chronicles came out, all kind of stories came out where it was stated in the book that his brother did. Let's get it straight. Siblings do get into squabbles. Siblings are going to talk about each other. Sometimes it's a personal business, but when you put it all over the TV and social media and you're promoting something, you're fair game for people to talk about. And when the brother had put out the book, he has stated, P. Miller has stated that the brother C. Murder had put in there that the mama, the daddy, and the grandmother have never ever did anything for him the 18 years that he was incarcerated. And also Master P. So he said, so you're looking at Monica and Kim Kardashian as your angels, and that mama, daddy, grandmother, and me ain't never did anything for you for 18 years while you was incarcerated, you're lying. And you shouldn't have never said it that way, that nobody never ever did anything for you. A lot of people saying and stating that Master P did a lot for the community. And he did a lot for others. But he have not did a lot for his family members. And Master P said, if that's the case, for now on, he's no longer an ATM. The ATM is closed. Y'all go find a job. He ain't doing nothing for nobody no more because y'all ungrateful. And if y'all going to be ungrateful and lie on mama, daddy, and grandmother, the buck stop here. Now how Monica and Kim Kardashian got into it because C Murder used to date Monica when she was like 16 years old, but they was too young at the time. But they still dated for a little while. And Monica, she was married once and she had some other relationships, but she told Master P, and her and Master P did a few Instagram back and was in forward, not too many, allegedly. But she told him, I was there from the parish, I was there from Hunts, I was there from Angola, saying I might have was married, but I've been here, And Master P said, I don't have no beef with Monica. I wish my brother get out of jail. He is innocent, but I'm not going to let you lie on the family and say that me, grandma, mama, and daddy never did anything for you. That's not acceptable. Little Romeo, he came on YouTube yesterday and he said his little words, and he also told people to stay out the family business. Again, it's fair game, Romeo. Fair game. Same way you on there talking about something on YouTube, same way everybody gonna talk about your family. That is fair game. Yeah, and so the Slim sister, she said something. G.I. Peaches. She, her brother Soldier Slim was a part of No Limit. If you'd watched the documentary of No Limit Chronicles, you'll understand. But her brother allegedly, say Master P never did anything for nobody and never did anything for none of her family, never did anything for his brother. Everybody know that was not true. I even remember when Master P had bought my children a lot of school supplies and everything that he had gave out at Armstrong Park in New Orleans, Louisiana. A lot of people know that Master P, when he Soldier Slim came home from out of jail from doing 5 years, Master P gave him $50,000. I ain't say one, I ain't say two, $50,000. And told him, don't just blow the money. Do something and make some recording. It didn't happen that way. He wound up getting killed. And allegedly, he was a hitman. So, her brother was no saint neither. And, yes. And we're going to sip on that. Sip on that. Now that we got into some of the commentary that some people wanted me to say, now it's time for me to get to work on the sipping thing. The first question is, have you ever had an addiction? What was the point where you said enough was enough? Please give your thoughts. I need help. Again, have you ever had an addiction? What was the point when you said enough is enough? I need help. What is your thoughts? I never smoked cigarettes. Really never drank alcohol. That was never my thing. Never did heavy drugs. But yes, I had an addiction of marijuana. Back in the days, I was a weed cess junkie, if that's what they used to call it. Enough was enough, where I had 4 kids and I wanted to better myself than a fast food restaurant job. I wanted to go back to school to be something like a Greyhound bus shuttle bus driver. So I went back to school to be a tour bus driver, and I wanted to better myself, to get a better job. Fast food, the bills wasn't paying, to make enough money to pay the bills, and I was getting money here and there from their father, but it wasn't what I was looking for. So I had to help myself and better myself. So me getting off the marijuana was one of the first steps that I had to take. I had took one day at a time, a lot of church, a lot of reading the word, a lot of, just not buying it or going to look for it. Helped me out. And at that same time, I stopped drinking beer, because I used to drink the beer to it was ice cold with the marijuana smoke. So yes, I did have addiction, but I wanted better and I wanted more for my life. And after that, I was skipping and missing, but so far so good now. It's been about 15 years now. I don't miss it, because I always want to thrive. I always want to do more. I always want to get better. So that was my stepping stone when enough was enough. And what I couldn't do on my own, I let Jesus handle it from there. and it's gonna take one day at a time, and you're gonna lose some friends. You know, you're gonna lose some people who want to hang out to do that, to want to spend some money, but it's worth it in the end, because you have to do what you have to do to better yourself. You can't live where they are. You have to do what you have to do, and if enough is enough, enough is enough. It's time for you to quit. I don't know if it's crack, powder, whatever, all of it. Time's too hard. COVID-19, everybody losing, a lot of people losing their jobs. So whatever the addiction is, I mean, it could be sex, whatever the addiction is, I know that it costs money. And right now we don't have money for either of it. So yeah, and we're gonna sip on that. Sip on that. And like I said, you know, subscribe to the channel. And thank y'all for another week. And I appreciate y'all. Thank you. And you have a blessed week.